going to kind of get us into the show eventually. I'm not sure when the live button is actually going to show. Hey, we're live today on the Metal Lab. It's today. It is today's date, and it is after the triumph of the man who's joined us today, Mr. Pedro Rocha, the 2018 WizKids Brazilian national champion.
Hey, everybody. Nice to be here.
And Jay.
Yeah, I'm also here. Whatever.
I love just doing that to you all the time. Just like, we gotta get a title on you, boy.
I mean, if I didn't judge, maybe.
The Judge J.
Judge J. That has a good sound.
All right. Yeah, it's been a week in Heroclix, and by a week I mean I'm trying to find out silly things to do because the ROC Canada Cup's around the corner. This is something we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about later on. But that's around the corner, and I haven't had a chance to really play Heroclix, but work has kind of slowed down a bit, so I've been thinking about it again. But I'm also looking at, like, work is going to pick up again by the time ROC World Cup shows up, so I won't be able to make that this year. And my Canadian national plans is to play something competitive but stupid. And I've actually come up with the idea at some point while I was on the train on the way home from work that I might share the process of my stupidity and my maniacal intrigue, as it were. And I'm thinking of calling it Into the Mind of Madness. Because that's not a part of the process I've actually shared. I've briefly shared, like, so many of my teams started jokes and stuff like that. And I'm thinking of full-blown just being like, all right, time to take you guys into my madness and my stupidity. I will also probably be ignoring the chat while I do this because it's going to be like a live watch my madness unfurl kind of situation. But I'm going to ignore the chat as well because, like, I don't want your advice. I just want to do it. This is how my process works. My advice is after I build. I go talk to certain people like who can sift through my madness, as it were. My psychiatrists, I like to call them. But yeah, that's kind of my week in Heroclix. It's not a lot of Heroclix playing, but a lot of Heroclix planning for Canadian Cup, for ROC Canada Cup. Pedro, you did some stuff this week.
My God, it's happening. It's the first time I joined the channel, and I'll be able to say we had a full official national WizKids event in Brazil. That's so big, and I'm so big. Full pricing, everything came. I'm gonna go into the difficulties and the differences, which might be interesting for everybody without boring everyone. But the original plan was to have 2 qualifiers, which we had 2 qualifiers, but it was meant to be 1 sealed and 1 constructed 300 modern. The sealed one, unfortunately, we actually had issues of strike from the mail. And from the Aduana professionals, and I'm not kidding. So our boosters are locked somewhere with the tax authorities in Brazil. Hopefully they will be used for the sealed in the open, which will have a WizKids Open in September, 1st of September. So, it's going to be a heavy dosage of actual official WizKids events, which is going to be cool. And everyone remains invited. Present company included, so it's cool. It's a cool event, but this time it was in São Paulo as opposed to Taubaté, which is a city in between Rio and São Paulo. Very cool store, and we had 31 people. There was, of course, some overlap: 24 people in the first qualifier, 16 in the second. And if the fun fact, I take it as a fun challenge as opposed as of complications. We only got 8 Staros, 8 Thanoscopter, and 8 Blackbirds for sale. So what everybody agreed was preference will be given to the top qualifiers of every qualifier. So top 4 on qualifier 1 would pick what they want, and top 4 of qualifier 2 would pick what they want, and so on and so forth. So if you wanted to play Staro, which I wanted a little bit, and so did Thiago, we had to place top 4 in one of the qualifiers.
So, some incentive there.
Exactly, and we knew that he plays a lot. I got lucky, so it was our presence there was already probably one less Staro to worry. Well, not to worry because we'd probably be gone. But long story short, we went there. Thiago said we talk a lot. Of course, everybody knows we have a local channel here that try to spread the word and make the game grow. And we decided, we went with mirror teams for the first qualifier, and then we played whatever we felt like for the second one, assuming we would do good in the first one. And this will be a fun story in a second. Can I go into the what we played and how it went? I'll do it short. I don't have to kill people
Yeah,
of boredom.
it's all good.
Awesome.
Trust me, it's there's something we can add to the week, but for the most part, it's not the slow news week. So take it away,
Awesome.
man.
Awesome. So we wanted to start the qualifier big, so we we could get there, do it quick, not worry too much, keep our mental health. He was sick, I was sick. We were both heavy doses of Tylenol and vitamin C to be able to withstand the day. So we went with Unimind, Star Fox, Mjolnir on Star Fox, Mirror on Unimind, and a Groot. And we had 3 ID cards: Jean Grey, student. The Invisible Jet as well, and I'll explain in a second because it's relevant. Jean Grey, student, Professor X, and Wolverine. Wolverine to get people back from the stop click, plus Wolverine. Jean Grey for the amazing TK and outwit and free TK. So either to reposition Star Fox to get up close and personal, or simply to go away after her attack. And the funny thing was, in this team, Unimind is the most expensive and fancier support for Star Fox in the game. He's there for the perplexes. He's there for an extra TK. He's there to make Star Fox work. He's not to be the star of the show, unless, of course, opportunity presents itself. It's a fun team. You go forward. You put the Walking Woods to do the job, to get your Groot in. Provoke the retaliation to Groot to step in. You go afterwards, or if people come to you, then you just seize the opportunity. Was a great game. Fun fact, though, was that we were discussing the team, and I was with Thiago. We were signing up the sheets, preparing the sheets, and Thiago was lazy, sleepy, and I said, "Listen, already done it. Just copy because it's the same team." And he said, "Oh, thank you very much." And they start copying, copy, copy. Say, "Wait, why do you have Professor's 37A here? You know, for options, right? I mean, who knows? Maybe get a full barrier team, whatever. Just put it there. We have the side. Our sideline is light. It's not gonna hurt. No, you're only gonna use the brood. Come on, just put the brood." I'm like, dude, put a 37A there, man. You never know. He said, "Nah, whatever. I didn't bring mine." And then the guy beside us, which is a very cool friend, which I faced in the semifinal, said, "Listen, I'm not using one. Do you want mine?" I said, "Dude, put it there. Whatever. Don't use it.
You do
Then
it now.
do it. Come on." And then we played the first match. I faced the Doc Ock team. Fun fact, actually, and for those not aware, this might be good for you. Got the Doc Ock. I had +3. He had nothing because he was Doc Ock Sulu to make the attack for not the free blades attack after being carried. Doc Ock Sulu Overdrive Prodigy, which is actually interesting. What else? Basically that, probably, yeah. And Sam Cap, of course. And then he had a lot of the new Batman chases on the sideline because, of course, Doc Ock is bound to make a few mistakes, and you're gonna pop a few of them in right there. So I won the map. I put Harley's apartment. I put the invisible plane so that Overdrive can't come in. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna be shooting fish in a barrel here with Unimind. And then he says, nope. I brought the Shadow Cat ID card, facing teleport on Overdrive, zoop, across the map, and I said, that's clever. That's really clever. He steps in front of my team, misses a few, bring a couple of the chases in, but then with then Unimind steals the show because it's a 13-6 on Doc Ock and gone, and then whatever, and it's downhill from there. The guy played quite as well, didn't manage to kill Groot, but that was it. And then we went for the second match. Second match was this with the same guy I faced in the semifinals. He played two Kitemans with Shredder clone
Hell yeah.
without hell yeah, sorry. I forgot.
Always hell
Kite
yeah
Man.
after Kite Man.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Two Kiteman double hell yes with Sam Cap clone, Shadow clone without the Ocean Resurrection. Sam whatever. What's a Groot as well? Yeah, sorry, Surtur, and a few ID cards, and the Green Lantern with the barrier, the super rare with 35 points.
Yeah.
On that one, I was tired and I completely played poorly because I was using Unimind to do stealth and then put Star Fox behind and protect him from everything. I win the map. I go to Genosha. I put the invisible plan and shenanigans with the maps. Put him in the spot in Genosha where I can put just 4 people in, and no shredder can do adjacency because I'm in elevated terrain. So I can do the just shoot from the tower. Very comfortable position. I completely forgot that the barrier from the Green Lantern cancels stealth. Get my Unimind popped against the same barrier. Thankfully, I was awake and just putting maximum of 1 token in Unimind, so managed to salvage the game with the Eternals and Groot's retaliation. I needed to roll 4 8s in a row to kill his Samantha captain and his the remaining Kiteman. And unlike in the Open, which was a few months ago, in which I couldn't roll 4 5s in a row, I actually rolled the 4 8s in a row. So I don't need. I'm bad with 5s, but apparently I'm really decent with 8s, and that won me a game that I was considering lost. So it was really cool. So there was a small break. I went to see how Thiago went, and then he just hugs me out of the thin air, like, "Dude, so what's going on? I just faced a Unimind with a lot of barriers. Guess what I've done?" I said, "Well, use the freaking Professor X to just bring him close to Star Fox and have a field day." Yes, that's what. Don't worry, if you get any prizes, half is mine. So, so Professor X saves the day, and I've got it from you guys talking to first. Don't be hung up by him not attacking, man. Positioning is a big part of the game, and you just bring your prey to your kill box and have a field day. So message received, message used, and mission accomplished. Third one, I got really lucky with the pair. Actually, the whole WizKids Nationals, 10% some training and competence, 90% luck. I got paired with my sparring friend. Thiago is my main sparring guy. We help each other out, but we don't live in the same city. So I have this guy, super cool guy, very humble guy. We play a lot, and he was using the team I played against and trained against him. It's actually a very clever team. It's not ultra meta because it doesn't can afford too many meta pieces, but it's Hakim Thunder with 2 barriers, two Green Lanterns, and 2 Red Tornadoes, which is really cool because you can sidestep, double token, bring Jaquin in, reposition the team, do whatever hypersonics you need to do. Then the others they can bring them back. Can alternate shifting people around, do the barrier. So it's a very good. It's kind of a walking phalanx where he just sidesteps barriers into you, and then he take pot shots and coming back with barrier. Really cool team. +6. He every time we trained, he won map, and I was lucky again, and I won map on this one. So I go to Wakanda. He has nothing to ignore, hindering. Unimind is going to be as safe as it can be. Star Fox is at 20 defense while in hindering, just to begin with, without the perplex. So it's going to be a rough game. At this point, I was already 2-0, and it would be a 3-0. It would be only a 3 rounds of Swiss, both qualifiers. And I said, you know what? I'm going to bait him for the points. I just put Unimind there. He comes running shot, pulse waves, can't come back. I just, Star Fox does his deal with Jakeem. Um, it managed to pop Unimind, get a couple of shots into Eternal, take 1 or 2, but by this time, Star Fox is just eating a couple, 2 Green Lanterns in 1 round. Sorry, 1 Green Lantern in 1 round, one in the other, then the Red Tornadoes are dead. So it was fun, but it was simple. Got lucky there. 3-0. Since I didn't face any Unimind, I couldn't score as many points. Thiago was 3-0 by then. He placed first. Someone else played second, and then I got third, which was enough to buy Starro. So we went for the second qualifier. Second qualifier was fun. I said, listen, I'm super tired. I was already hoarse and throw take and whatever. And I'm just gonna play Goblin King full, just for fun. I'm just gonna harass people and give them a hard time, make some point denial here, and have some fun. I think went 2-0 as well. I was just playing for the Elise at the time, so had some fun. Nothing major, no crazy events going on there. And that was Saturday. So the official event for WizKids was then that, because we did top 8 qualifier 1, top 8 qualifier 2, and then crossed. So the brackets was formed, and the official event was on Sunday. So what we did was qualifying events with some Elise, but the nationals on Sunday. So Starro could only be sold on Sunday. So Thiago and I early in the morning are there, purchase Starro, put the team there. The big guy, and the team was Starro, Star Fox, and Mjolnir, Unseen and Groot, and 4 ID cards. I did 4 full. If you want to be more defensive, you can do 4 students and a couple students and there's Guardian Shield, or 3 students and the Symbiote, whatever. But I went with full of them because I was thinking about taking people to Bifrost, and the inspirations would be very useful to keep mind controlling or knocking back people into unavoidable damage. So the ID cards were Banshee, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Professor X, of course. Um, first match, I get a very interesting team, which was Unimind, Hawkeye, uh, the 2 giant girls at 10 points, one from the Fast Forces and one the normal one, and the Wasp Heart of Avenger. Basically, the team Hawkeye would try to clear whatever pogs you had on the table, and a lot of retaliation to make a lot of mistakes to bring in the chases from Batman. A lot of Batmans on the sideline. Many teams in Brazil had managed to get the chases and were doing Doc Hawks, King Sharks, and all these kind of multi-tax teams with the hedge. Let's call it the hedge for the chases. Was an interesting team. Hawkeye did a number on the Sterophytes. Of course, their defense stand naked, but couldn't do much work. Got a little bit unlucky on the hits. Actually managed to hit Star Fox for 2, which gave Star Fox sidestep, which is that. I actually, and I hope I'm not blaspheming or being dissed for it, but I like Star Fox on his second click onwards more than I like on the first one. Phasing teleport is cool, but sidestepping to close in with Mjolnir, it's a very big deal. Not to mention that you can attack and then go back to behind the wall. But anyways, so he came barreling down into everything. Try to kill Starro first, because he couldn't avoid Mastermind, and I had as many Starro fights that I could do, up to 6. Never had to use Colossal Stamina. I was just putting the Starro renew and Staros, and everyone that he would bring would die. So basically, I knew that Staros could eventually fall because Unimind is Unimind and it still hits hard. But the long story short was he was trying to retaliate. Unseen was there, so he was happy because he was doing many many chases. Every round had a new chase on the table, but Star Fox was just farming them, and I was just like, okay, 30 points, 90 points, 120. I can lose Starro now. Great. So I killed Hawkeye, 185. Okay, now I can lose Unseen as well. Great. So, I was just adding points and just making sure that I was keeping the pace into scoring more points that he was about to with killing my team. And then he got unlucky. He rolled a critical miss with Unimind, which went to 10 attack. And then he had a lot of trouble hitting Starro from now on. And he was just really picking up the pieces. A good strategy, got a little bit unlucky. At some point in time, he got a little bit impatient and brought all the retaliations to bear. And then it was time for Professor Brood-X to do what he does best, which was, filling the map with cockroaches, and he didn't disappoint. I got a little bit lucky there because his inspiration was shape change, and one of the Unimind's attack, he went for every single person in my team, and I rolled 5 or 6 for every one of them,
Oh.
and I was like, okay, I'm not driving back home because definitely there's going to be some karmic payback there, but it went okay. Second match now was with a very cool team, very interesting team, which was Surtur, Mangog, a 10 points giant girl. You're going to love this giant girl in a second. 10 points giant girl. Green Arrow, Goblin King at 75 points. And I think that was it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was, yeah. So, and a mirror. Green Arrow had a mirror. So I win map 4 against 0, go to the underground cavern. He's coming back, sidestepping into, and I'm just doing Starro when it occurred to me that Giant Girl, when she kills Starro she heals. So 1d3, heals for 3, kill another one, heals for 3. And I'm starting to get worried. I'm really starting to get worried, saying I have a monster now that if I kill is worth 10 points. But then it dawned on me, wait, I swear to God, I'm not joking. I said, I'm going to feed this Giant Girl. And when she's fed enough, the Starro will mind control her to kill his own team. And it worked brilliantly because because retaliators, if you mind control them, only the mind control retaliator can retaliate because you're only attacking them and you're not causing damage. So said, if you want to bring your giant girl in, by all means, my friend, bring her in, because he was about to start charging with her to break blocking to open the room for Green Arrow. I did a couple times. her attack was still low, was at 10. It didn't reach the 11 yet. I knew she would get Quake at some point. We would be bad for my Walking Woods and Star Fox. But then I had been discussing this with Thiago, and he said I was crazy. I said it's time to test it. He came enough with Green Arrow and Goblin King, so I did the following. I took advantage of phasing teleport with both Star Fox and Unseen. Unseen picked up a tiny Starfight. Star Fox picked the Walking Wood, and we just did a cross around Green Arrow. So making sure that the Starfight was in a place where it wasn't needed to block TK because she's tiny. So I had all the blocking I wanted. Everybody was close to Green Arrow. Goblin King couldn't do much. Unseen outwit sidestep, although I had plasticity there and a prob, but I want to play it safe. Outwit sidesteps, and they're all locked there. So not much Green Arrow could do. Try to hit with a 12 for 3 on a combat attack just to have something happen. And I said, great, not gonna happen. Starfight, kill Starfight. Staros try to mind control Green Arrow. Green Arrow rolls 1 in the mirror. And I said, man, this weekend is awesome. Mind control him, outwit Goblin King's defense. 3 damage on Goblin King. He's 1 click from dying. Surtur is pissed off. He can't come into the field. Mangog is ripping his head apart because he can't do anything. Another round goes by. He already has 1 token. Can only attack, melee. Rinse, repeat. Kill Goblin King. At this point in time, he was already pissed off. I got his giant girl to finalize him in outwit combat reflex and get him dead by the giant girl. At this time, he's coming in with Mangog, Surtur, not caring anymore, and it was smooth sailing from there. Although it got me worried because if he managed to break the blocking enough, Green Arrow could easily one-shot Star Fox, and then it would be complicated. Then up to the next match was a full X-Men team, which is completely unbearable to play against. It is complicated. I kept seeing you all the time there, all the many pieces and all the positioning, and I was like, oh my god. But anyways,
how am I not playing this, kids? Well, I don't have 1,000 Wolverines.
Exactly, because you need to sell your house to do it, so you still need a place to live more than you need a HeroClix team. It was there. The guy did something clever, but got a little bit punished for it. He put a Darwin on the team, but his pairings never had Darwin needed, so it's kind of more for point denial at that point than anything. He has a +6. He has 7 pieces, but only +6 because of the tank. He rolls a 3, and I rolled an 8 with +4, and I go to the cavern again. The guy was inspired. He was playing like the devil. If there was a trophy for better player, I would have to give him that one. I didn't play bad. I actually did very good in the end, but he had the skills. He came in, did what I had to do, steps into the ring, get all the team ready. I get all my team ready. I took very good care into positioning Starro, Groot, Sterophytes, and Walking Wood so that his positioning of the tank would be very low profiting, so he couldn't do much with positioning the tank, wouldn't have a place to put Starro, made him life difficult. He came for the tank, hit me with a Cyclops, gets the jet to pop up a wall, finds a line of sight into my Star Fox, hits Star Fox, get 14 attack on Cyclops, down to 13 to throw the tank. I would do things differently because at that point he was shooting me with knockback, and he might actually have knocked either Star Fox out or to his top click. But he decides to throw the tank. Star Fox only gets 2 damage. He repositions my team, and that's it. Next round, I simply kill the tank. Heal to. I didn't even perplex anything. Kill the tank, double heal, back to full click with Star Fox. Starro takes no damage. Groot is dead, but I still have the Walking Wood because the Walking Wood were far away. Kill a Starro fight or whatever. Nothing major. At this point, Starro fights just getting to the besides Cyclops, mind control Cyclops, and now I have a 14 attack Cyclops to play with. He just goes close to a Wolverine. Boom, puts Wolverine in his top click. Now he has no charge, and he just has to perplex and roll leadership. Got a little bit lucky again. No leadership coming out of that X-Men team. Got really 4 rolls every turn and only 1 or 2 coming out. But then we started to just just exchange blows. He just put someone into this wall, this corridor he made by blocking the wall, shoots against my Star Fox, misses. I call Jean Grey, shoot back, kill a Moira. Then he brings Rusty, hits my he brings someone else. Jubilee, hits people, do some damage. He's at this point he's hammering Starro with all he can, with all those crazy perplexes, and Starro's taking a beating, and props to him. Starro never cleared token. I was, colossal stamina like a madman, calling people in, making Starro fights. I knew there was a tough trade-off, but I had to do it. I couldn't have a full round not doing anything because Star Fox needed the mastermind. I needed to have things in the board. I was using Starro fights to prevent charges from Wolverines, and it's not a joke. So I was pulling all the tricks I could, and I managed to hold him off. Then he managed to find. I misplaced. That was the only major misplay I had. Unfortunately, I misplaced Unseen, and he get in an angle that he could actually knock him back, and he calls another Cyclops with the student ID again in his half of the field that has him with the Force Blast. He rolls Force Blast and Precision Strike, all the things that Unseen hates. He rolls for it. He hits it. I need to roll a 5 or a 6, and I rolled a 6. So Unseen was good. Survived the damage. At this point in time, already had 130 points. He managed to kill Starro, but time was off. X-Men teams are amazing. You probably would have won in the long run, but it takes a lot of time to position them so you can capitalize on all perplexes. Moira was left to take a shot from Jean Grey because of that. So positioning to get all these perplexions, get the better of it. And I didn't have, I played very quick turns to be able to give some game, but the guy took a lot of time just managing his whole team, and that's might be a liability that you're bringing on yourself if you have to overthink your plays. Well, the very final was very anticlimactic. I was a Goblin King full with Carnage. The guy sat in front of me, said, "Well, if you win map, you hide Groot and kill my Carnage. I'm not really into playing. Do you want to roll off?" I said, "No. If I want to roll off, I want to roll off from the game, not from the beginning. What do you want?" So I want to win. Do I care about prize? I said, I care more about winning. He offered something to split pricing. I said, I'll take it. That's fine. I want to win. And the guy conceded. And I said, great. I'm going home early. I'm sick as sick can be. Couldn't almost speak. Couldn't even talk to the guys to thank them. And that was it.
Wow. It's weird. You usually get to that kind of state. I like, as far as trying to get a prize split or an agreement to concession is usually kind of a Magic the Gathering thing.
Yep. The guy was open, called the judge, and said, "I'm fine. I'm tired. I didn't want to go there and beat or look arrogant, so I said, you guys, if it looks good to you, it looks good for me. I just don't want to negotiate the win. If you want to negotiate pricing, we can discuss the win, and it's not in not for me." And we had a good talk, and it was that. He said, "Oh, I can keep anybody." Then we started discussing. I could pick my Battle Fury and never be mind controlled. Yeah, that's one less defense power for you to get. Plus, you have to come and kill my Groot, and if it's underground cave, you can't shoot through corners. I said, yeah, I see your point. So it was fun, since the world is like this small, this guy is the guy I faced in my first ever competitive game in Heroclix, and it was also his first ever competitive game in Heroclix. So 2 years and a half from today, and the guy developed like a super player, great player, and we met in the finals. So it was, we were having a laugh. Like, good, we started together. Now we're in the finals together. So it was a really cool, karmic meeting.
Awesome. Sounds like it was a great tournament, man. And
awesome.
Congrats on the win. All right, Jay.
I played Heroclix last week, and why did you put me second?
You know what? I have an order in front of me, and it's my face and Pedro's and Jay's, and I'm very lazy.
You're too rusty. You gotta let the champion go last. It's just
he also said he could go quick, so somebody lied to me.
Oh my god. So I played Heroclix last week. Mike probably talked about the game that we played already. Since Budman came out, I've been thinking about Undying in general, and it worked, although the team that I played was definitely suboptimal compared to what it could have been. I just really wanted to play Devil Dinosaur, so I was like, okay, he's decently hard to kill enough. So it was him, Groot, Carnage. I've not used my Carnage enough, so it was just the incentive. 2 Mudmen. What else? Ha 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 Joker at 50, and he picked up Dragon Fang. Overdrive to carry around the 2 initial Walking Woods, and the Mudman, Boxing Ring. I think that was it. I had 7 characters. Sounds about right. Played against Mike, and unfortunately, Mike had no clue what. This was a practice tournament at 4-1. Yeah, Mike basically had no idea what to do because it was that sort of team. Or it was like, what's my threat assessment? What do I attack? Like, because Mudmen are insane. Like, I literally do not understand how they were printed. So it was like, what do I attack? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. And we ended up going to time just because his decisions took a little longer. And then I ended up winning. It was stupid. He killed like 10. I think he scored like 2 ID. Yeah, because I think I did an ID card, Wolverine, to try and kill his Wonder Woman Retaliator, and then poof, but he scored that, and then I used another ID card. I think it literally was like 10 to 20 or 10 to 15 or something ridiculously stupid. And I played against Emily once in the tournament, and once afterwards, I won the tournament one, and then we played the non-tournament one, but like just we played it completely through. I ended up winning it by like a hair with the Joker on his last token and whatever. It was crazy. But Devil Dinosaur is just too easy to kill these days. Like against Emily's team, she can Wolverine him, hit him twice, and then Shredder Clone. So I'm like, I should just be playing Lockjaw. Why am I not playing Lockjaw? Like the Pogs are pretty cool, but like Lockjaw is insanely hard to kill and does all sorts of stuff. I also didn't have Prob on the team. Did I? Yes, I didn't have Prob on the team. And then on top of that, I can throw an Ironheart, who's also ridiculously hard to kill and is fantastic. So I'm going to try that. And also switching, I made a couple attacks with Joker with Dragon Fang, but it was also in the game against Emily that we did in time. And if it was an actual time game, it would never have mattered. So just symbiote on him. And also, just as far as Haha Joker is concerned, like I still see people saying that they nerfed him into the ground, which is just ridiculous. Like we've talked about this.
Anybody who says he's been nerfed into the ground is drinking harder stuff than I am.
Yeah, it's just everything he does. And also the randomness is actually kind of better because what? Let's say, I'm just going to pull him up. Let's say you start on click 1, which is the outwit. So you can't get the outwit. You can't sit on the outwit, whatever. But you have to roll. So you might get running shot, range combat expert, flurry reflexes, or plasticity poison. And you know that your opponent has to roll that, but neither of you knows what the hell he's going to do. And those are 3 completely different, yet equally awesome options. So, and on top of all that, he can call in anything relevant, pretty much. Yep. And on top of that, the 2 things that he's going to be calling in, the Cyclops and the Wolverine, if they fail their size to break away after they do it, he can just do it himself. Like, yeah, but Joker is still amazing. And
tie up can provoke retaliations. You got it, man. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I think just the poofing ability is insane. I don't know actually when this team will be played because like the ROC released their September events and none of them are anywhere close to here except for the Canada Cup, but I'm judging that. So
you are judging that?
Random opens. Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought they're going to stick with their usual team.
Nope, they have their 2 and then me. I asked especially because it's kind of a major event. Kind of seems like you'd want a judge that's known decently if we're going to have people traveling in. And there are going to be some very talented players coming. So Canadians better prepare really well for some of the actual amazing scary players.
Players traveling from South?
Yes, we have at least 3 Americans and 1 Canadian that I know of.
Oh, so Trish is coming.
Yeah. Yeah, and that guy that won Canadian Nationals, I hear, might be coming.
BJ's coming?
I heard he might be coming.
You're allowed to name drop who they are. Because people you should probably be adjusting their play style.
Called me out for name dropping, actually.
What's that?
You've called me out for name dropping.
I call you out for incorrectly name dropping. This is a situation where it's like, hey guys, really good players are coming to a really high level tournament. So if you're planning on goofing around, maybe you should dial it up a little bit because this is a Canadian event. And do you want another American to win another Canadian event? Because Canadians have been winning ROC Canada Cup for the past 3 years that we've been running. Is it 2 years or 3 years?
We've had 2. This is going to be the third.
So we've had 2.
Although I think we only had Adam Cole show up for the 1.
Exactly. So Canadians, can we kind of stay on our game here, guys? I'm not planning on being on my game, but if I have to.
You're going to be 2016 Canadian Nationals again?
No, 2016 Canadian Nationals. How did that work again?
2017.
What's that? Are you talking about the Rock one?
No, Canadian Nationals where you played the X-Force team.
Oh, geez. Well, no, it wasn't going to be that bad. That team was so untested. I was just like, whatever. I'm not going. I'm going to Worlds now. What the hell?
But yeah,
so, that's a year of regret. This year, I'm going to try a little harder, but I'm going off kilter this year. As I said at the beginning of the show, I'm sharing my process.
Yeah. We need to be able to take it a little more seriously, considering that the second provincials we had a hell cow in top 2. Like the guy that played it is a good player, but hell cow.
Yeah, players who want to win are coming, guys. Just a heads up. All right. We talked about the week in Heroclix. We talked about the ROC Cup a little bit. But we're going to talk about it a little bit more and talk about what the plan on as far as that is concerned. But it's just some news, guys. A little bit of news. Look at that. This is the Game Trade magazine that comes out on a regular basis. Dice Kitty shared this, and Clickstuff happened to also share it. So third party, thank you Dice Kitty, and thank you Clickstuff for getting this information out there and in the world. This is our first picture. We've got the Ultimate Thor there. Welcome back, buddy. I'm not sure who this character is. I haven't done the research because this is all kind of new to me. But that looks like one of the characters from the Runaways, because in a second you're going to see with the spoiler alert, the Fast Forces is the Runaways. We have a Black Panther holding a big fireball. I believe that has something to do with one of the battle worlds. Amber's looking. I think that's
isn't that the gauntlet? I think we see this one before.
Oh no, that is the gauntlet. That's a gauntlet in his hand.
Yeah, the left hand.
Yeah. The Young Avengers in this, the Runaways in this set are all original names, so that's going to be Lucy in the Sky, but otherwise known as Carolina Dean, who has not had a bad sculpt in the Oreo era.
Yep, and here we go. This is the Runaways Battle World Fast Forces. Again, I'm terrible with the Runaways, and I haven't done the research, so I'm a bad man. But I believe this guy was actually a bad guy in recent.
He ended up as a bad guy, Chase Stein.
Chase Stein, yeah. He ended up. I think he was the bad guy in the Power Man and Iron Fist run that they recently ran.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he was the Masters of Evil even at one point or something.
All right. Next look. Hey, look, some Battle World action tokens to be expected. Is that a Spider Iron Fist? I'm in. Spider-Verse Iron Fist.
Spider Island.
Sorry, yeah. Cool. All right, but here's the good stuff. Here's the stuff we want. Let's talk about Captain America. So this is a shifting focus Captain America, I want to point out, with shield and spy keywords. Shifting focus functions as we expect. If Captain America began your turn on the map, replace him with another character with this trait on the same click number. This is the one with the expandable hard light shield. For a little bit of time in the comic books, Captain America had a shield that was like a little energy shield. It was really stupid. He couldn't throw it. It was ridiculous and fun at the same time. This gives him traded energy shield. And also as a free, choose one to last until your next turn. Adjacent friendly characters modify defense +1 when targeted by a ranged attack, or choose a side of the square Captain America occupies. As long as Captain America occupies that square, opposing lines of fire drawn through that side of this square are blocked. So if you can force a line of fire on him, you cannot get a line of fire on him, basically. And then let's just kind of get to this. I'm trying to get a good look at the dial, but I can't really.
Yeah, we didn't get the full dial.
We have at least 4 clicks. And I don't have a point value either, so I apologize for that. But we got sidestep charge. Most of this is going to be in the trait, as I'm sure you can imagine, the energy shield. But first little glance at this Captain America, Pedro, what are you thinking?
I think it's interesting. Shape change is always good. Need to see what's the other, Uh, do you think all the traits will be the same? I mean, the same trait on the +1 or choose is going to be the same for everyone, or you might get other
I,
options with.
I mean, the
feel like
leader probably not. Like, I don't know what you would do, like attack values if it succeeded or something. Maybe.
No. The one that you choose +1 defense of the wall, the shield wall.
yeah, where I'm kind of going with this, I feel like that's going to be, if they do decide a trait on each Captain America, I feel like those are going to be drastically different on each one.
Yeah. So yeah, on the first glance, depending on the point, it looks interesting. The extra blocking is always good. It's not something that one can run across. Cyclops won't matter much for that, but he won't matter much for Cyclops. But
whoa, it's not blocking terrain.
it's blocking the line of
fire.
Wow, good, awesome.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to ignore this is pulse wave as far as range goes.
Yes.
So he might be leading the charge. There might be something there. If it's low point, just to protect your team.
Yeah,
and potential.
I've never been disappointed with Captain America, or with shifting focus. I've been disappointed in Captain Americas in the past. I've always loved shifting focus. It's one of my favorite mechanics. Jay, anything you want to add in there?
Pretty relevant for Rock Age if you want to use. I mean, his inspiration is good. Shield level 7 is always good. And in general, kind of wait to see on the other ones. But I'm guessing him leadership 1, close combat 1. Probably that's it. I can't think of anything else you'd get realistically.
I mean, we could see a Savage Land Captain America. Who knows? Because
we've had a prime shifting focus before, so who knows what that could look like.
Yeah.
Although at this point we're only waiting on the uncommon primes, so.
All right. And next up, we have the Thanos duplicate. There's a lot of text for a lot of. This is our first common character with the word Thanos in it, I think.
True.
He's got the Battle World, other Black Order, minions of Thanos, and cosmic keywords. So I'm hoping other becomes. Obviously, Battle World is going to be a thing, and they've just confirmed it. And other, what's going on there? But this Thanos duplicate kind of runs similar to the old, what's it called, multiple man mechanic. You have one main one who's going to be, in this case, 50 points. And then you have others that are 25 points. The 25-point ones will be 2 clicks. And the other one will be 4 clicks based on what we have here. And then they've got, so that's what that first trait is, just kind of explaining it in a nutshell.
Although this one's kind of different where you can run as many as you want of either. Because like the multiple man said, first one is this, everyone else is the lower.
Yeah,
this one you can just run as many as you want at the higher, which is interesting.
Yep. As well, they've got a special damage power, probability control, but only to reroll an adjacent opposing character's attack roll. That's good. You're going to see on the dial. That's on the first 2 clicks of the full point version and the only 2 clicks of the smaller point version, which turns into prop. We'll just go look at the dial here, just so you guys get an understanding here. So the 2 clicks on the 50-point dial match the 2 clicks of life on the 25-point dial. So it'll be sidestep on the first click with some precision strike, 17 defense with toughness, and 3 damage. Indomitable with 5 range. And then the second click kind of drops to 10 attack with a higher movement with phasing instead of sidestep. But then if you have the 50-point version, the next 2 clicks have running shot with 11 and 10 attacks with 4 damage with probability control. So this is one of those characters that is super fun in a casual game. Find the P, hide the carrot. Which one's the P? Find the carrot. Hide the shell. Which one's the shell? Where's the ball? There might be some application in mass scale constructed, like multiples of these guys just basing people might be a thing. Who knows? But I'm going to speculate that it's a hard maybe in competitive play on this one. But let's move to Jay. What are your thoughts here?
I think it's just ridiculously easy to kill at either point value. I don't really see competitive potential. Like a decent, like you perplex up Cyclops, damage once, that's a dead. Full or just any hit will fell. The lower point one, I don't see what it really. It's not even filler for Cosmic, because why would you not just play Groot? Like, I don't really see a reason for this thing to exist as far as competitive goes.
All right, Pedro.
Yeah, I totally agree. If you had to pay 25 points to the 50 and he only scored when he finds out and killed the 50, maybe, because then you have to think twice if you had to kill it. But otherwise, like Jay said, it's just free 25 points. Any 3 damage will do the trick. He doesn't even have a prob crow to that to protect himself. It's not a defensive power, but helps reroll. I just think it's like you said, it's fun, but it's gonna be some free 25 points. And if you want to find a reason for your opponents to do damage to you, so you can retaliate, just put Groot and Deadwood there and walk the Deadwood up the map. The Walking Woods, sorry, the Deadwoods. Mine were all
Deadwoods.
killed. That's how I refer to them now.
All right. Next up, Captain Marvel of the Spider-Verse or the Spider Island. She's got Avengers, Battle World, Spider Island, Animal, Monster, and Soldier keywords. That's a good collection of keywords. I also want to point out this is figure 37A. There will be a Prime Captain Marvel, which will probably be just not Spider Island Captain Marvel. Homo Arachnus is her trait. Plasticity and poison. Pretty good powers to have on traits. Defense power is dogfighting and energy absorption. Energy shield deflection with super senses. When Captain Marvel is hit by or evades a ranged attack after resolutions, heal her 2 clicks. Ugh. And then it's got a lot of on-dial powers. We only kind of catch a glimpse of the first 4 clicks here, but she starts off as a close combat beat stick with Empower, Super Strength, Charge, and then moves into some hypersonic with that special power on the later 3 clicks. It looks like there's some Psychic Blast later in the dial with Running Shot. So it looks like her powers kind of match up. Hypersonic works with Precision Strike. Charge works with Super Strength. That's kind of a cool combination. Looks like it's an 8 range based on the picture. I'm like turning my head sideways and trying to get a good glance at this. It's either an 8 or a 6, depending on how the fuzz works on this. Pedro, what are your first glance thoughts on this Captain Marvel?
Can we assume that the lack of Indomitable is hopefully she has power cosmic or something like that?
Doubt it?
I
wouldn't hold my breath.
Yeah.
Carol's never gotten power cosmic.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But yeah, I would love it. I would love it if it was there, because then you can just run up with someone and stay there and give him power, carry a walking wood with you, and it's gonna be super fun. I like it, but I'm thinking that the special defense power is cool if you actually manage to engage with someone that's up front and will protect you from the rest of the team trying to shoot at you while you're facing one of the opponent's pieces. I like the concept, but without willpower and having the chance to knock someone, need to see the points. Of course, I'm guessing it's going to be a high point.
125.
Yeah, you see. So yeah, for a first click impervious, penetrating Psychic Blast is pretty common everywhere. So the guy can knock you 3-4 clicks in. I think it's a little bit risky. So I'm definitely strong for fun for the first glance. I love her defense power, but being able to be outwitted on that, and and being really hard shot on the first click, a little bit of fragile.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be one of those sealed bombs where she's going to really shine in set because of her power combinations, especially when you consider that as charge, super strength, and plasticity poison. That's really cool combination of things to have. But it's going to be a constructed not so bomby. But Jay, what you anything you want to add there?
It's a good rock gauge call-in, depending on, especially if you use the Captain Marvel ID card, hand out power cosmic, calling poison's good, tie someone down, they're probably not killing you, kind of thing. It's good, but yeah, as far as modern constructed, you're not playing this piece. Although the Prime hopefully is good, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, we'll see what the Prime looks like in that case. I believe that's the last set. Yeah, that's the last set. This is just the panned out. Everything is coming picture on that one. So the hype has started. This is still just a game trade magazine, so this doesn't lead to a great deal of information, except for like a couple sneak peek dials that are usually kind of small. There is, but yeah, we'll see. All right, Canada Cup around the corner. Pedro has now changed the landscape by adding Starro into the metagame. If you didn't already consider it. That adds one figure to the to the already existing list. But when I look at, I I'm sorry, I have to slouch today, guys. I'm not
Stay with
wearing
us.
my shirt that I'm wearing on camera. And honestly, this is the last day you're gonna get to see Juliet on the show because I'm gonna be changing our desk setup pretty soon. Anyway, Canada Cup's around the corner. The metagame is kind of where it is right now, but we also have to consider our local insanity that is Canada. And by Canada, I mean the GT, the Greater Toronto Area, which is going to make up the majority of this, though some players are going to travel. I hope more players do get a chance to travel. I'm going to kind of put the details out there right now. This is the ROC Canada Cup. It's going to be September 23rd. This is a Sunday at Comic Book Addiction. And this is going to be at their new location, their original location being 1022 Brock Street. This will be at 701 Brock Street North.
It's like 2 kilometers away.
Yeah, it's a little further up. So if you're like me and have to take the local transit, there's a little bit longer walk ahead of you. That's not such a big problem to me.
Well, I was going to mention that they already mentioned that they were going to do shuttle service from the GO station.
They usually offer that. I enjoy the walk, and there's a lot of Pokestops along the way and gyms. So I don't play Pokemon Go. You play Pokemon Go. Anyway, but with that said, the tournament will start at. I'm sorry, a bunch of people decided to message me like right now, which was super inconvenient to my life.
Could I pull up the prize structure for this kind of event?
It starts at 11 a.m. If you don't mind, because here we go. Wait, is the pricing structure in the event page? It is not.
I don't think so. I got it. Hold on.
I wonder if one of the judges could get on that and keep that information up there, and somewhere where it's.
I don't have any control over that posting, but here you go.
Get your life together. All right. Winner becomes a ROC national champion. Oh, geez, I don't want to hear about that cost.
Skipping the bad part.
Yeah, the entry fee is going to be 35 Canadian, which is about recommended. So for this one,
17th to 32nd place gets 2 ROC points, a set of dice, and 2 tokens. What's the deal with the ROC usernames? There's some kind of wackiness to that. Do I have to?
You have to sign up on the roc.ionsuite website. I don't know if they've actually set up the points yet. I think Howard said they were doing it soon.
Okay.
We only just got the judge points, so hopefully the actual ROC points are put up soon. And we should also all be keeping in mind that the paper ones, this is their last World Cup to use them at. So use them while you got them, sell them, whatever.
Jay, are you going? Are you going and planning on playing?
I'm judging at the World Cup.
All right. Well, I got a couple extra points handy that if people want to get their hands on them, they can have them. All right. 9th to 16th place will get 3 ROC points, a set of dice, and 2 tokens. 5th to 8th place gets 5 ROC points, a set of dice, 2 action tokens, one of the ROC maps, and a top 8 ROC pin along with a booster pack. A third and 4th get 10 ROC points, a set of dice, 2 tokens, a map, a top 8 ROC pin, and and a booster as well. 2nd place will get 20 ROC points, a set of dice, 2 tokens, a map, and a top 8 ROC pin, and 2 booster packs. And the winner gets 20 ROC points, a ROC Cup final buy, a set of dice, 2 tokens, a map, a plaque, a top 8 ROC pin, a brick of Heroclix, and a $200 travel voucher to help get you to the ROC Cup. I should probably try to win.
Yep. Go for the win.
I hope that's transferable because
pick the best prizes. Geez.
Do I have to play the Colossals again? Is that what I got to do? Does that still work?
I actually kind of regret judging because that travel voucher just is awesome all on its own.
Long and short of it, actually, when it comes down to it, that travel voucher is maybe a 10th of what it's going to cost me. Because now that it's in Alabama, it's a significantly more expensive.
Oh, yeah. I remember in May when they had a mega queue or something. I really wanted to go, but the flight was just too insane. It was just, no.
Yeah. The flights are a little harder from north of the border nowadays. So anyway, that is a really cool. I'm just gonna kind of put that up there. Really cool prizing, so I might actually try a little harder. I'm just probably full of crap though.
Yeah, top 8 for a map is just really good. So
Yeah, that's
especially.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to stop posting this now because that also shows the cost of the store, and I can't do it.
Well, that's public information. So
is that public information?
Yeah, that's off the ROC website.
All right, awesome.
But basically, you get top 8 gets you the map and the special logo for the country, whatever. So, yeah.
That's it's really cool that they've been doing that extra little bit for the National Cup, and I appreciate Comic Book Addiction kind of taking up where 401 has unfortunately not been able to keep us going on.
No, it's just the new store is way too small, sadly.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame because 401 Games was always a great place to play. It's too bad that they've been forced out from where they are based on we'll call it local politics because literally it was local politics that forced their hand. Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The real point we want to get to is this is going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be awesome event. And what do we have to consider for this event? Well, locally, we're all a bunch of weirdos. And
good stuff.
The reason I bring that up is if your team has an edge case scenario that you're not planning on seeing, guess what? You're going to see it. There has been this weird growth of an attempt at making the Eric Masterson strategy functional. I have seen that by more different people locally than I've ever even seen.
Yeah, we had like
some other strategy.
Two different players at provincials with it. One of which was Derek's Hawkeye Giant Girl Madness, and then the other one was what's his name is Random Avengers that I can't remember what his name was.
And it was played at the WKO down or over in Elmsville.
Really?
So, yeah. So playing for shenanigans on that one. These are the weird edge cases you got to start considering when you come north of the border because there's something in the maple syrup these days, and we're playing some really weird stuff. I don't know if I've inspired anybody to play my team necessarily, but it's a consideration, that colossal nonsense.
Yeah. I was going to say, I actually think Canadian teams are more in line with the usual meta than they used to be. So a little less of...
Pedro has his hand up.
Oh. Nope. I would just say I was one Groot short of playing your Canadian Nationals team for the second qualifier to give her a run because I loved it. But a second Groot, I'm guessing, and you as the father of the team can tell me, missing a second Groot will probably steal a good punch from the team. So I decided not to try, and I didn't have 2 other carnages to make up for it. So.
Yeah, honestly, 2 Groots are required for it.
Yeah, you see?
100 it's 2 Groots and 100-point carnage with fun, and everything else is tech against everything else. For instance, the Goblin King and the what's it called? The Goblin King and the Dr. Frankensteins are tech against my dice. Surtur was tech against Unimind type builds, or things that have that either that last stop click or just a defensive stop click that I can just get through. So that was kind of the tech in that sense. I think that's it. Like it's once you get past the 2 Groots and the Carnages, you're a little bit more able to work around it because the Walking Woods are most of the key to it. You got to kind of maintain that monster theme, though, because map was super important for this team. Like, it's the most important thing for this team, to be brutally honest. So, 2 Groots is the key. And it was probably a good idea to duck the team if you didn't have the 2 Groots.
Yep.
At least
but I like it.
Well, I'm glad I almost inspired you to play something that was good.
No, it's really good. It's really tough. We discussed a little bit also doing maybe 2 100-point carnages and then 2 10-point carnages and then some other. But the concept around having a main carnage there with its own retaliation and being hard to not to hit but hard to get a shape change in or something like that. It's brilliant. It's the whole process of provoking constructive retaliation and preventing people for just parking some cap there and getting a brute to get 3 of them off of the map, or even if they do, still have enough of a team to simply wreck face with it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, like Jay was saying though, we have been kind of dialing it up a bit locally. I know a lot of players have been kind of watching the metagame and saying, you know what, it's time to settle in and get with the program. Some of them are a little bit off key because there are budget constraints as well. Our dollar is significantly less valuable than the American dollar, and as a result, when you look at those secondary market prices, you have to increase it by 15%. And then if we're getting it from the States, you have to include like a $10 to $15 shipping charges, plus the possibility of getting dinged by like $15 to $20 on customs charges.
I've been getting more customs lately. I don't know what it is.
Something tariffs. Thanks, Trudeau. Because that's the thing. The tariffs that we're getting hit are the Canadian tariffs, and that Canadian tariffs include playing cards. And because Heroclix come with cards, guys, guess what?
Wow. It also depends what you write on the customs form.
Yeah. But I think toys are also included as part of this tariffing too. Like Magic the Gathering took a huge hit because they're not produced. There's not like a production distributor in Canada like making them, so they have to come from wherever they're being made in the States, and then get shipped out. And because of that, we get hit with the tariffs, which I think is like a 10% tariff on them. So like all local Magic prices have gone up 10%, and who knows, it could affect Heroclix soon enough as it is. So, political posturing, gotta love it, kids. Gotta love it. You know, I don't even have a dog in the fight. I'm currently just not happy. that's
generally discontent.
Right, generally not happy. I'm discontent with all things right now. Anyway, that being said, plan for wackiness. And there is a question in here that extends the conversation, so I don't want to get too deep into it. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing my process of madness this time around. Do keep in mind that at the end of that series, I could very well just be like, screw it, I'm just going to play the Colossal team. So it could be the most anticlimactic end ever. So just be prepared. Prepare yourself for that, as it were. But I keep looking at these new wanted posters. I'm kind of, I'm mathing around them, to say the least. So, because there's safety in that.
I watched the last show. I wanted to jump in so much. I'm gonna be quiet.
What's the matter, Pedro? Are they too good for you?
Well, I've heard from the grapevine, and grapevine means rumors, means nothing. I just think that I hope that this is the last you see of IDs for a long time, and this is just a goodbye moment. You know, it's the final boom before calm comes back to the universe. Because I have a very particular view that these cards are more OP, and that the bounty is just make a worse trade-off, better for the caller than whoever's shooting it. But I'm on this particular topic, I'm a little bit pessimistic. On all other things, clicks related, I'm super optimistic. I think these cards are just bonkers. Yeah. Just bonkers.
I also want to point out that I feel like this is just the first in a long line of things that Heroclix are going to include to play more of our collection. Because if they're going to they're taking resources away, and they're going to enforce use of more figures. Basically, is kind of what I'm seeing or what I'm predicting. And ID cards could be one version of it. We could just see a more dialed back thing where it's like you get this one click on this one figure, and it's worth the entire dial of the figure. But this is the only one you're allowed to call in with this. If it dies, you score like the whole dial. Like I'm spitballing ideas. So
yep, I agree. But anything lower than that, less powerful than that. It's the good news is that there seems to be a Colossus of these bounties coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And if you ever were afraid of bringing the Deadpool Colossus to break the wall and hit like a truck, now you don't have to fear anymore.
Who cares?
I'll finally see one of my preferred guys on the field. I was happy when Deadpool 1 came out. Won't deny that. But I didn't think he would be on his own. When the ID card came, I said it's going to be now. But then you don't have enough of a big guy to be the calling batteries concept. We're kind of going to the bench a little. So, who knows? Maybe once and for all, finally see him on a few teams for good, and I'll feel damn fine about it.
I may be tooling with an idea. I'm not going to admit to anything though.
I neither confirming nor denying.
I can think of some fun figures to call on the 80-point version because even E hits like a monster, right? So,
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, what 80-point figure right now is being used in the metagame in any way, shape, or form that could possibly be in any way, shape, or form competitive? I mean, 80 points, what a weird number. What possible figure could that be in any capacity? I don't know.
I wouldn't know either. I wouldn't know either. And what if this such figure could not only call the guy in, but also increase his attack by 2? I mean, just for happenstance.
I mean,
maybe.
Is that something a guy like that would be? I feel like that's not something they'd allow to happen.
Yeah, especially if he had close combat reflexes, because then it would be 2 to attack and 2 to damage, possibly. Right?
Yeah. I mean, what are the odds?
Who knows?
There's actually a lot of pretty decent 80-point figures right now. I'm looking at it.
Yep. It's a point value, to say the least. All right. So we've dragged another non-news week into oblivion, and it's time to move on to questions. If you have any questions, you're watching us live, put it in the chat in capital letters questions so that I can catch it, because the chat does get a little busy sometimes. But we're gonna move to our pages first. Like, there's a little scattered all over the place on me today. But the first question we got came from the Alpha Patron, one Mr. Michael Fedor. He says, so if you guys enjoy building casually competitive teams out of POG producers, are we at the point where we can build a casually competitive team of pieces that creates all kinds of smoke markers? I was this close to the build at one point. I was this close, where I was making, like, in a turn, I could make pretty close to 30 smoke markers. Sorry, 33, and a good portion of them were free. So
I don't even want to know what drugs you're on.
what kind of drugs am I always on when I make teams? I don't know. Could you guys tell me? I want to find out what they are.
Just kill someone on their team and just start playing smoke markers. Okay, I'm gonna put this one here. Don't worry, there's only 32 left. This one here. Now this, I don't know if this one should go here.
Okay, is this one within the right range? I'm not sure. Okay, hold on. Who's putting these smoke clouds down
who
now?
is this burst from? Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, are they overlapping? Whoa, my third guy. I'm having
PTSD flashbacks to 6 Green Lanterns. It was.
Here's another important part. So many of these characters that tee off of smoke clouds, I don't know if you've read them correctly. A lot of them require their own smoke. So you got to keep track of whose smoke is having which effect. Is this dust smoke? Dust smoke is going to do damage with it. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, now, is this dust smoke or is this scarecrow smoke? Because you're either immobilized or taking damage. I'm not sure.
Are you losing willpower now? Oh my God. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, at an X-Men team alone, you can main force Dust, and you can real boy in 30-point Joker insanely easily. That's already 10 squares a turn if you get your hot leadership rolls.
Does Captain America Principled cover Smoke Cloud as well?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
In cap force.
Yeah. So what Captain America Principle says is, if you take an action to use Smoke Cloud, we'll take an action token off of you after you're done. All right, cool. So kind of free, but not free action. All right, not bad.
You're still dishing them out.
Is there an artificial way to give people stealth right now?
There's no inspirations.
Is there a character who says everybody adjacent to me gets stealth, or give target character stealth?
I don't think so.
Thank God.
Likely not. Yeah. Man, that would be nasty.
That would be disgusting. I think Shadowlass used to, and I'm like, oh my God. But Shadowlass gave like a specific, not necessarily stealth kind of thing. We got to include Michelangelo on this team, of course, guys.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Give us the entire team's
We'll just surf through the whole map. Oh no! The invisible Foot Clan.
Oh.
The Invisible Foot Clan. Oh, we're so doing this. Separate 10 minutes on your madness stuff for that, please.
Yeah. Oh, I'm reserving an episode. Just, thank you, Michael Fedor. You just made episode 1.
Oh god. You're gonna have to get like the current Smoke Cloud markers, the really old ones, somewhere in between the Clux Effects ones,
FX
and you're not even covered.
You know what? I'm just gonna take smoke markers and write character names on them.
Sure.
Nice.
In crayon.
Nice. War Machine style.
Yeah, I just finished looking through. I don't see any modern ways to hand out stealth, so thank God.
Thank goodness for that one, guys.
Oh, that would have been a nightmare.
But to directly address Michael Fedor's question, there are a number of characters who can really effectively use Smoke Cloud. You've got the Scarecrow, as we mentioned. You've got Michelangelo. There's a Mr. Freeze. No, that's Barrier. Never mind. Let's focus on Smoke Cloud. Nightshade, I think, was one that was really good with it.
Yes. I used one in the winning team. Unseen.
Yeah,
you get free one, he gets stealth. Just go there. I'm cool. And it also, which I forgot to use in the team, and I got my Starro killed, but I learned the lesson. If you put all of them together, he can put a Smoke Cloud into all of Starro plus himself and Star Fox and up your defense by 1. And if I've done it, Starro would be alive in the match. But that's okay.
I just realized there was actually one of those characters that does the stealth thing. Dr. Midnight has his Smoke Cloud variant that gives stealth.
Oh my god.
Jeez,
you start with him behind. Oh my god.
There's only one thing to say to this. Hooty hoo!
Oh my god. Jesus. You might put this off. It's gonna be fun.
Oh man, people are gonna hate me. You know what? And just to top it all off, I should add a couple Green Lanterns to put barriers up too. Like here's all the smoke. Oh, by the way, get through the barrier first.
No, can you imagine how fun it is? And I'm serious, but half joking. But you have a barrier team. Good luck finding a spot without hindering to place them on, because the map is mine
or something. Oh my god!
Free action Smoke Cloud. Where are you putting your barrier?
Good luck finding a hard spot on the ground.
There is significantly more free action Smoke Cloud than there is free action barrier.
Of course,
massively more.
God.
Oh, maniacal.
Yeah, you're not going to main force the Poison Ivy that is essentially dust, but you can ID card her in, so that's fun.
You can now bring her in.
Jay, you're not going to main force her in.
Speak for yourself, mister.
Yeah, sir. Excuse me. I'm bringing.
You have Trouble or Batman, who has the Smoke Cloud, then pick a power. Oh god.
Imagine if you could just get a power action to do disappear in one Smoke Cloud, appear in any other Smoke Cloud you own on the map, and do a close attack. Just that. Not a close action, just a close attack. Vampire style. Can you imagine?
Batman who does this?
Currently, anywhere, they're limited to range, right? The chase is limited to range.
But what about the OP kit one? Didn't he do something like that?
He did a freeze for a Smoke Cloud and then could teleport into it.
Into his or any?
His own.
So he can he can free Smoke Cloud, teleport into his Smoke Cloud.
Yeah.
And all of this is still free, right?
Yeah.
So he can do a full-blown action.
True.
He's 100 points, though.
He's not going on this team.
Yeah.
I need room for people making smoke. He's making one. I need people making smoke.
Yep. He's not efficient in smoke making.
I'm calling the team 420.
That's the only thing you can. And if you had to use a vehicle, it had to be a van. Definitely a van. It can be Turtles. It can be Punisher.
Wait.
Punisher van, you're already giving it.
There's something in the Punisher van that makes smoke.
That is.
Probably, yeah.
I'm drawing it like the British Dream Machine now.
Exactly.
Zoinks.
Exactly.
All right, this has gotten out of hand.
Wasn't there literally a character in the first Scooby-Doo movie named Mary Jane? Like, it's too good.
Eventually, Jay's going to come up with a score. Like we always say, 10 points per click. So you're going to be, 10 points per square of Smoke Cloud. It's going to be a Smoke Cloud ratio to point cost efficiency.
Oh, my God.
Let's just take a second to remind everybody as well. Is that map still here?
Yeah.
Because it might be worth putting the Penguin on my team. because I believe the Penguins Lounge.
Oh, the Emperor one or the Puffin or something?
I think it's the Puffins that get Smoke Cloud as well.
Hold on. I'm
Okay, for the next edition of MetaLab, MetaLab, find how many markers you can make with a single
so
team.
the Puffin has autonomous Smoke Cloud willpower.
There's going to be 2 categories. How many can you have on the map, and for how long can you keep them, so that the guys who have power actions do not just go win on a burst. It's about burst and sustainability.
Pedro, you're an enabler.
I am.
Thank you.
I am. That's why I get called in for the shows without news. I just make smoke out of thin air.
So we're gonna work on this becoming competitive.
Wait. Someone deserves the mention if you allow me. Necron, the Bat God, gives the Batman team ability to the team.
Ooh.
Oh no!
But he's a 100-point investment as well.
He's way too expensive.
Yeah, well, but it's an amazing idea, and it answers the question.
It is
beautifully. You nailed it, sir. The trophy is yours.
Oof. Oof. Somebody mentioned that in the chat, I assume?
Yep.
There it is.
Mr. Click 6.
All right. Next up, now that nonsense is happening and my lungs are now filled. Because I'm now high off that idea. Michael Hilton wants to know our thoughts on new Captain America Marvel from Battle World. We kind of gave our thoughts on that. But sealed bomb.
Yeah.
Diggity. All right. Cool. Thanks for sharing that one with BJ. Oh my God, it's willpower with autonomous too.
That's what I said. Yeah, there's a couple HRM users who made handy cards for the location bonuses.
That's
so you can pick your preference of what you like aesthetically.
I think the tricky part in the current metagame is making this theme. Because the current metagame, the current competitive environment is very theme heavy.
Well, what's the number one figure you're putting on this team? I think, isn't it Dust? Because she's just insanely good?
Dust is an option. I kind of want to put that out there. But while she's good, I feel like Michelangelo adds a lot to the party, and Scarecrow is also really good. Like we had a lot of these ideas give up theme, and a smoke cloud. I'm trying to get stupid because that's how I do. He's basing this off the idea of I like to create a lot of pogs, and I generally get stupid about it. I'm not gonna lie, because I started the game with 4 pogs with my colossal team, and then I made them with symbiotes, and I made even more with Groots. And I had guys on my sideline. The Supreme version, like the team version at 1, had guys on the sideline that could bring in more bystanders. So there's extremes I'm trying to go to answer the question. So, but Dust is a prime source of damage. Problem is of course Dust stops working against like anything not Star Fox in the current competitive environment, because like a lot of things will have toughness. I don't think they're damaged.
She's decent against X-Men. You can ping pretty much everything but the Wolverines.
Aren't the Wolverines like 2/3 of the team?
It depends on your build. I was playing a version recently with as little as 1 main force, but PJ played 2.
This is all long-term planning stuff as well.
The wheels are in motion in your crazy head.
Dude, the hamster is going to get that carrot right now. Like, I think he broke the straps. All right. I'm currently in the chat, guys, so big capital letters question in front of your questions if you have them. I'm actually not seeing. Braden McCooey wants to know, Jason, can you beat me? I don't know. Can you? I mean, I can beat anybody if you guys have bad dice rolls and I have hot dice rolls. Okay. If you have bad dice rolls.
Yeah, exactly. Worse rolls than yours.
Yeah. If you have worse dice rolls than me, yeah, sure, that's very possible. I'm not familiar with the player myself. That's a problem.
I mean, you have to be rolling dice with negative integers on them? Like, I don't understand.
Critical misses are like -30s. So I'm very capable. But he also had a question: who are like hot picks for likely to win the ROC Cup in Canada? If I was to give a top 4 minimum, right now I'd say, like, based on the fact that I know that we have visitors too, I'd say top 4 likely are going to be Patricia, Jimmy, PJ, and Nick's coming too.
As far as I know, is that in order?
No,
Or just
no, that's just 4 likely to win. Top 4 likely to win.
I can't disagree with PJ. Patricia's also been doing really well. I think Emily is one of the bigger Canadian threats right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll round the list out with Devin right now. So 2 and 2. 2 Canadians, 2 Americans seems fair. Or 3, depending on your standards.
Yeah. I'm not even including myself in the list yet. Ever. I'm not considering myself in the list ever. It's hard to get me to try that hard. Okay, I'll try that hard, maybe. I don't know.
Yes, exactly. We were just waiting for you to get there. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to try hard, but I'm not going to play something you expect me to play.
No, but that's fine. That's style. That doesn't count.
Right.
You are free to do it.
I'm going to play exactly what you expect me to play, probably.
Which is exactly.
Which it's going to start with 3 or 4 characters, and then there's going to be less map than character.
And you see more characters than the surface of the map. That's how you play.
I might go back to my Hella idea. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god!
Wait a second.
I mean, to be fair, Hella can help.
Does Pogs count for Hella?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No. Yeah.
But triples and henchmen do.
Okay.
What he said.
What he said. Yep.
That was like the basis of the team is. Like the 300-point version of it, I think was like 1 Tribble, Hella,
Daredevil and Black Panther. Or
Daredevil and Black Panther, yeah. Obviously, Black Panther makes Wakandan warriors. Daredevil makes hand ninjas. Hella makes anything that dies warrior tokens. Warrior souls.
You know that Daredevil's also 80 points.
I know.
So you can be giving him warrior souls charge.
If only.
I mean, not for the Canada Cup because it won't be legal then, but still.
All right.
You know who else I realize is insane with like those sort of characters now, like Mr. Seth kind of things? New Shredder, because the Shredder illusion is a standard character and dies, doesn't get scored. It's like and probably Shred's ruler with all the relevant characters.
Yeah, you can actually build a Starro Shredder ruler team if I recall correctly. We were discussing this yesterday or the day before yesterday. It's interesting. It's interesting.
And that's the other thing is like the illusion will give a warrior soul because it's still gonna die.
Yes.
I mean, your opponent has to make it die at the threat. So.
Oh yeah, was it charge blades?
Yeah, 3 clicks too, so it's not easy to put down.
And I think it has shape change too.
I think it does.
Yeah, it's charge blades, shape change, 16 reflexes. It's 18. It's gonna get hit.
It's walking up the map like I am a threat. Deal with me.
It's also like you can carry him and then just free pop it out, so you can like clarion it essentially.
Charge blade, CR, and shape change.
Yeah. So now here's my question, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Roughly how many of them am I going to have personally? Like, if one dies, can I use that same figure?
It's interesting that you ask that to me right now because apparently the KO area can't be used for like producing stuff anymore. So, but they're outside the game, so you have to have as many as you can.
Okay. So
although this one isn't scored. Oh, I guess it's still the same rule. Yeah, I think you have to have infinite. Well,
I have a bin with a Borderlands sticker on it that says minions on board.
Cute.
So I just got to add Shredder illusions to that bin.
Yep. make a small compartment, new label.
Okay,
Shred
I hope
Illusions.
Troll and Toad isn't watching right now because I gotta.
Market
Unrelated,
swings.
I am just gonna go on trollandtoad.com.
Yeah, the KO area is actually a relatively new thing. Like I think the Moira Prime reference is if it's not been a thing before. I don't know exactly when it was added. So you used to be able to be like, okay, sideline to KO area back to the map kind of thing. If it applied,
yeah, because like there was a thing I remember where it's like it's out of the game, so because it's been KO'd. So now I'm going to take this thing that's been out of the game and put it back in. I'm going to remember that you scored this either via paper.
I will double check, but I remember Glenn mentioning it to me because I asked him because some effect made it come up. So yeah, I don't know how you're going to have to be very careful about keeping track of what's scored as far as triples goes now.
That's a non-problem for me.
But yeah, the illusions are.
I always like if I ever build a team like this, I always keep a dead bucket.
True.
You killed this. You scored this.
Yeah, the Shredder illusions shouldn't be too expensive because, as far as people knew, he only needed one. So get those like right now.
As long as nobody knows we're talking about it right now.
I mean, it's not like it's a live show or anything.
Yes, but these guys? Oh, of course there isn't. Are they actually called Shredder Illusion, or are they called Shredder?
Yes. Yeah, they're called Shredder Illusion.
Shoot. All right, well, Troll
singular.
Be out of stock.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I might have to start buying packs, hoping to pull. God, I hate having to do that because that makes them effectively $3 a pop, depending on whether or not I pull them on the ones.
And just buying a feed is not necessarily good because you might get as little as one super rare.
One or two, yeah.
I mean, in the feed we got from WizKids, I think we only got one of the Shredder illusions. So I'm a little concerned now. All right, cool stuff. Do me a favor. Have them. There's a lot of things listed as out of stock here. Shredder illusion. Oh! Cool stuff Inc. is watching.
The market reacted quickly.
No, they're $5.
Ouch. That's nuts.
Which is slightly more than the price of pack. Yeah. For common. But Gravity Feed commonality is a weird mistress at best.
Yes.
So. They do have 12 in stock. PJ, get off the web. Get off, PJ. I know you're doing it.
Drop it.
Stop it. Put it down. This is the Floral Colossals all over again.
Everybody DDoS PJ now.
Look at this. I'm already like I'm basically
somebody petitioned WizKids to be like, you don't even. I think as far as the illusions go, I think they should be an exception because they're not even scored. Like, what? Who cares if they're in the KO area?
I don't know.
That's annoying.
This is definitely where I feel like there is a judge question somewhere out there for this.
There hasn't been
there
hasn't been a rules forum question answered in like 2 weeks because there's no rules recap tomorrow because of it. So yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
I said there used to be. Then they
Amber said there used to be a ruling on this, but that that doesn't count anymore because that doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Happy little Heroclix has a question here. Capital letters question he put in front of it too because sarcastic. Do we have a fall WKO coming up? Pedro said something happening in September. I'd say probably. Pedro?
Yep. Our case was just because Brazil delayed. This was supposed to happen in July, so this is ours happening in September right on top of it. But it could be. There could be. Did you guys have anything with KC won the KC?
Yeah, we already had that. That's the
point. That's gonna be ours. So it's delayed of ours.
Okay, so like your one that's happening in September was our summer WK.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I'm looking at it right now. I don't see Summer Open is still up there, funnily enough. Yeah. And if anybody's a judge, Battle World is up. But as far as templates go, but nothing as far as
the
new opens.
Worlds is late November too. That kind of comes into that fall area.
Didn't we have we had opens
happen?
We had opens last year that had Harley for sealed, but that was November. So
Amber's birthday was one of the sealed.
true.
Nice.
I think mine was the next day. So, but that's before Worlds, so it's hard to say.
Yep. Is that still a good document to? What's the document?
Oh, for what it's worth, now that you mentioned documents, the rules website is updated with the new rule book and packs. That's handy for people that didn't buy the rule book.
That is important because there are some minor changes that make major implications in higher levels of play.
Oh yeah, that leadership change is weird, but actually useful sometimes.
Yeah, because like
Yes.
it used to be your character had to start on the team with leadership, which was actually the previous rules. Now it's as long as they're on the board, you get the extra action. So
yeah, so if your group crit
and
misses, or if your Wolverine poofs, I actually had a game recently where I called in the Wolverine, didn't otherwise have a leadership, wanted to use my fourth action, so I had to use the fourth action while he was still on the map, and then poof him with sidestep. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Nice.
But also, Trouble Alert Wonder Woman, her leadership extra action kicks in right away, so that's pretty clutch. Yeah. She was already one of the best ones, so
yeah.
Yes.
So she's better now. Yeah.
Yeah, that free token helps a lot. I faced it twice, and twice it did work.
It's what, a 50-50, so yeah.
Yeah, 50-50. You get 2 or 3 of them. She can get the token as well if she's too close, but really doesn't matter. She's not there to win you the game. She's just there to buy you time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, like, I should warn people, and I don't know if I've warned this enough. Pay attention to the board state before you decide that, yes, I can Trouble Alert and bring something in. You are bringing in a liability if you're not careful.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the best case scenario for Trouble Alert is you're already winning and you crit miss on a attack that's not consequential, and then you just add pressure. But
the ideal situation is to Trouble Alert while you're still in this in the flow of things. So like if you've missed with an autonomous attack, then missed with 2 more attacks outside of that, you've only taken 1 action, you can Trouble Alert now. You still got some room to go. That could be a character like Firestorm who can probability control something that's very important to have happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have actually had situations where I've been able to force Trouble Alert without taking too many actions.
Because Walking Woods, so yeah.
Well, yeah, because of Walking Woods or autonomous. Because I actually pulled a Hawk Girl in sealed for when WKO I got 2nd place in, and like I think only 1 game I didn't bring in the 2 games I didn't bring her in, and both games were against Devin because I didn't get to make enough attacks against Devin to pull it off. So yeah. Say hi to Amber, everybody. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Amber.
Wild Amber has appeared. But yeah, I guess it's not an exciting day for questions, but we were able to over-answer them as we usually do.
True.
I want to thank Pedro for joining us. Congratulations, Pedro, on your big win.
Thank you very much.
The WizKids Brazilian national champion. We'll get you on a champ chat as well soon enough to get more of your story, even though you were in depth about the tournament. There's more to that in every case, and it's always worth an extra talking to.
Plenty.
Jay, thank you for being here.
For some reason, yeah.
Thank you for continuing to show up.
Yeah, consistency, right?
Yep. And on that note, I want to thank our sponsors over at MajesticCCG.com. They're the longest running sponsors here at Heroclix, and we do appreciate the support. Check them out at MajesticCCG.com/Apex-Insiders. That is a premium site at $3 a month. You get brain dumps from some of the best of the game, and some psychopaths in the game too. Myself, they let me write sometimes. Whatever. That's their problem, not mine.
They were warned.
Occasionally, my brain gets dumped on there as well. Jay is a regular contributor with his fringe articles, characters you don't normally think about using, probably should think about using. He kind of breaks them down and why they could be good in the general game or the general competitive environment. And yeah, like champions are all over the site. It is run by Patrick Iboko, a multi-time world Heroclix champion. Also, if you want to support us directly, check us out at patreon.com/marriedwithclicks. Any valuation on that from $1 and up gets you access to our patron Discord, which I didn't check today, and I'm a bad host. I should probably be. No, okay, it doesn't look like Troll the Meta Lab was too active today. It's been kind of hit and miss lately. I've been not too busy at work, but I haven't been able to access this at work much, so I haven't been too crazy on it. Jay did mention questions though earlier. But anyway, the Discord, if you want direct access to myself or Amber, we do make a habit of getting on there in the evening and chit-chatting here with you guys. It also gets you access to the patron hangout, which, based on all things considered, would normally be on September 2nd, but that is a long weekend here in Canada. So we're going to push it this month or next month to September 9th. That'll be Sunday, September 9th will be our patron hangout. Become a patron at patreon.com/Heroclix before then to get access to that. As well, if you're in the $10 patron level, you get access to some of our action tokens. Woot! They show you the month that you were a patron, and they have a nice little Married with Clicks emblem. These are done by Big Bully Games Accessories, BigBullyGameAccessories.com. They've been doing fantastic work with our custom tokens for all of the time that we've been running Patreon. So I do appreciate their help with that. And if you're in the $5 mark, you get, as well as at the $10 mark, you get early access to our recorded content. As Amber said, this month we've run into a bit of a problem. Her computer broke. So what we're doing right now is we're gutting her computer, taking all the hard drives that we have in this house. We're going to put them in my computer. My computer will become the editing computer. And by the end of this week, we should be back in action for our editing process. Hopefully sooner rather than later on that one. There's going to be a little bit of working around on that. She's going to drag and drop some stuff onto the main hard drive, and then we're going to clear out the other two hard drives once we're clear with that. That's stuff you don't need to hear about. And yeah, that's it. So once again, thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Jay. Thank you guys for watching live. Thank you guys for watching in the archives. And I want to say good luck with your practice sessions. Looking forward to screwing with your minds as I screw with my own as we share my nonsense and Heroclix. The Minds of Madness show will be running at ridiculous hours. In some cases, other times it'll be reasonable hours. Depends on how I feel on the day. But I'm looking forward to sharing that experience with you guys as well. But, ROC Canada Cup's around the corner. And much like Pedro, our champion here, he got a lot of practice. You guys got to get a lot of practice, because practice will make your teams better. Have a good night, everybody.